Well, I was going to do a live, but the interwebs is a bit sporadic down the bottom of the garden, and I don't even know where my little tablet's there. The webcam, it struggles a little bit. I really need a laptop, but I haven't got the funds for a laptop to leave down here, or well, I have got an old one, but anyway, it's I think 10th of June. It's not very warm in here. Well, it is insulated to keep it cool, but it has an adverse effect in the summer. At the time it heats up, it stays humid. So I'm just going to have the old diesel heater on just to take the chill off. So at the minute I'm going to set up for DC. I'm going to have a few running Locos that I've acquired over the last couple of 3 months, I guess, if not further back than that. Some are DCC, some are just DC, I think. Some I'm not really sure. So I'm going to have a little play around in this session. So I will cut back when I'm set up. Well, looks like the remote's working. You'll have to excuse the creaky chair or the fact that I might hit the tripod. I've got a side-on view and the camera screen won't rotate to the side, unfortunately. It will flip round so you can look at the screen as you're looking at the camera, but not sideways, unfortunately. Something else to consider when you buy one. So this one is the Claude Hamilton by Hornby. It's similar to the other two black and BR variants, but this one has a metal tender, or boiler, not tender. So this one is in London North Eastern green, but it is named Claude Hamilton after the designer Claude Hamilton, which is why I wanted it. I've got the two austerity black London North Easterns, and I wanted this one because my dad always used to go on about these, because I think he used to be a fireman on these just at the latter stages of the war, I think. No longer there safely in station. So this one was bought from Great Eastern Models for £95, I think, second hand. It looks to be very little use, judging by any marks on the wheels. The only thing I would say is, like the top of the tender, obviously where they cast that, you can see where they've filed the line off, but it's not hugely, with it being a matte finish. If it was a gloss finish it would be more noticeable. Usual sort of sprung buffers, not that you need them, but they're just a nice little feature. Hooks, and all the irons are still intact. I can't really get you around much. Let's have a go, because we don't even know. Whoops, she's lively. That's on my lowest setting. If it's that fast on DC, has it got a chip in it? It wasn't advertised as being chipped. Obviously if they tested it on DC they may have just assumed it was a DC Loco. So I might have to put this to one side and excuse me wobbling that around, because I'm literally just on the tap. That's as low as the power setting on this old triangle doofer will go. Well, she runs smooth, but you can see if I stop it she slides because of the speed it's going at. And it's literally as slow as I can get it to go. But the good news is obviously it's running sweet as a nut, which is what we're more concerned about. So yeah, that may have a chip in it. Right, well there's only one way to find out, is to put it on the DCC controller and see if it buzzes because it doesn't like it, or I can get a reading on it. So I'm going to leave that one out and go back to that. So, Bachmann B1 in London North Eastern Green. This again was another sort of less than retail. This is, I think, still the old tooling on a obviously DCC chassis. This one is straight DC. I bought it new, so I know it's not got a chip in it. But let's see what this one does. It's a little bit slower start off, but that's still getting shot. This is going to be a bit of a hash video. I ain't got time to mess around, so maybe I am wrong with the other one. Not slowed on that corner, but that's as slow as I can get it to go on this old DC controller. Unless I put my PMW one on. That'll make me crawl. But this is really just to get out of the box, run them around, make sure there's no issues with them. So that again is as slow as I can get it to go. I'm always a bit dubious putting them over the points backwards when we've got the chasm of doom this side. Because I can't even get down there at the minute because I've got my filter housing on my brewing rig. So, which way are we going? Yeah, so that one, that is that's as good as I can get it. Yeah, I don't think it's badly detailed, considering its age. I don't know whether they did do any enhancements over it. I think it's an old mainline tooling originally. Right, short and sweet, let's move on to the next one. Oh boy, so if you remember, this one was the one I got out the box and the steam dome fell off. Fortunately, it's the only thing that has fallen off of it. It's Lemberg, an A1A3 variant, obviously in wartime black, still with a bit of oil on it, unfortunately, but everything else seems to be okay. All the buffers are intact, sprung. It's got the vacuum hoses already on it. I've done nothing with it. It's still got all the brake gear and the pony wheel option. Obviously, I'm not going to worry about any of that until they've got a permanent home to live on. So let's have a go. Again, I'm stuck with that's as slow as I can get it to go. As it drifts out of shot. I'm not being a very good cameraman on this one, so I will apologise only this once. It speeds up there. Let's get it to do a bit of backwards action. And now you can see the firebox glow. It's just evident as I hit the power, it's not too dim. You can just see it in shot there. So it's a nice smooth runner. Again, with this old controller, it's as slow as I can get it, but I've got those other DC controllers to service that I got with that layout, so they have, I think they're feedback controllers with simulation on them. So I might give one of those a turn. Ready to just clean them up and service them and pat test them if my machine still works. If not, I won't pat test them. But, and then sell them. Yeah, I like that one. It's nice and smooth. I have got another one I bought earlier in the year. I can't remember what the name of that one is, but I don't think I'll need any more A1A3s. I would like an A4. at some stage. Just getting the right detailed model that runs nicely and not one of the ones where they didn't get it quite right. So it's another one. It's not making any nasty noises. I did have, I think it was at the Q6. I bought a couple of years from Amazon and it had a clicky gear. I sent it back and got another one, but they're now asking second hand what I was buying them from Amazon 3 years ago, brand new. So that's it for our DC offerings. The other two I definitely know are DCC, because one of them, well, they're both sound. So we'll snap to those ones once I reset for DC. Well, I've just had a play with the 101. Well, not a play, that's the problem. Nothing's happening. It says on the advert it's set to 121. Well, on this there's always a default 0 in front of it, so I don't know whether it's because this is saying 0121, it's not talking to the decoder. I've tried reading it, but without swapping all the bloody wires about to go on the program track, it won't read. It won't read off of track connection. I tried setting the CV 8 to 8. It flash instantly, does nothing, still doesn't respond. So I just took it off the track to make sure that the controller and everything was doing what it's supposed to be doing. So this one is the last, I think, acquisition, which is a Class 60 Hornby, not a Cavalex one. I did look at those, and when they finally announced the price, I thought, no chuffing way. Not when Akira Scale are doing their stuff at $269, and I think the Cavalex is nearly 300. And of course now they've just announced that they're also doing a 60, and everyone's on fire with their wire Akira Scale doing a 60 when there's already one. And apparently Akira Scale did tell the guys at Cavalex that they had one on the cards well before Cavalex announced they had going to do one. So he pays your money, he takes your choice with that one. It's not a case of duplication. One knew the other one was going to do it, so everyone's got their hat in the ring. Obviously it leaves Hornby behind because their one's been kicking around for a while, which this is. But having said that, this one cost me 100 quid, so I'm not going to be spending another 170, 200 pounds to have another one drive around. And I know today they've just announced a, I think, construction sector one. I would like a petroleum sector one. Now I do have another brand new one of these that I bought from Hattons, and well, unfortunately it's load haul, which is obviously beyond the era I'm intending to model, so I am on the lookout for a replacement body. But some people seem to be asking 50-60 quid just for the body, and I ain't paying that. I mean, obviously I've got a brand new one to swap round, so and obviously the earlier lever ones aren't quite as detailed. So at the minute that's it. You know, I might try and put a big sticker over the load all badge. I don't really want to go to the lengths of repainting the body just for the sake of it. So anyway, this one we bought for £99 with a TTS chip in it. Does the TTS chip work? Sounds like the original speaker, so there is room for improvement there. There's a little bit, I don't know how good the microphone is. There's a little bit of wispy hash noise in the background. Not terrible, but let's give it a go. It does vibrate a little bit at any speed below 4. 3 is about the slowest it will go. Anything below, if I knock it down to 2, it gets the jitters. So I think it just probably needs a CV change there, but I can't remember which one you need to change to stop that. But it was mentioned on the advert, and I kind of thought, I think that's an issue with CVs. That might put a few people off, and obviously it did. Because the one I've got, the John Loudon, I've seen pre-owned ones at a well-known model shop for £174. I only paid £114 for it from Hatton's brand new. So once we get free, the jerkiness starts to smooth out. By 4, we're clear. Now, when I removed it from the packaging, I did knock the snow plough. I think it was already damaged, but I did end up removing it because it was cracked across and hanging down. So I'll probably have to look to see if there's a 3D part just to replace that. Getting shot, we've got lights. Yes. What about a little tootie? Let's get her underway. So I've changed CV 150 and we can now crawl at speed 2, but speed 1 it does that. So that's sort of worse than changing it to 0 on CV 150, but it's speed 2 or 3, it's fine, whereas the other one it was jerky. So there might be some other CVs I'll have to do a bit of research to see what we can do with that. So I'm now going to try the Claude and see if anything happens with that on DCC, and come back to this one. I need to find the front plough if someone's 3D printed that, and I need another set of horns for that side. Nothing major. So other than that, it's okay. It's as advertised. They said it was jerky at slow speed. I think it's CV settings. So we'll sort that out. I'll do a bit more research. If anyone knows of any other CVs, then feel free to chime in on the comment section, and we'll come back out and have another go with it, because I was going to lift all this board and pack it away, but then I bought a couple more Locos and obviously wanted to test them out on the track before moving this out of the way to give me a bit more room in here temporarily, as I've got nothing else on the cards I want to buy, but you never know. Right price, right time. but there's nothing that I've seen at the minute. Everything's going stupid money, or it's stupid money because it's brand new. So back shortly. Oh boy, I've been messing around for this for half an hour. I even took it to bits because the screws are missing out of it, which I'm not happy about, but and the weight cover over the motor, all the screws are loose on that. I thought, well, is there a decoder in it, because it's not moving, it won't turn on, there's no sound. I've read the code, I've reset the CV8 to 8 and then gone to row 3, nothing. So I thought, has he stiffed me and took the decoder out or something, or is there a wire broke? Decoder's in there, the label's been peeled off it, it's still the original factory one. It's had an aftermarket speaker put in. I still haven't tried the sound at this stage. So I swapped the wires on the gauge master and put them in the program and read it, and it was still programmed to 0101, not 101. So it was the bloody code, because now I've got, even though that comes up if you just type in 101, it defaults with a 0 at the front, but now it moves. If you can hear the noise in the background, I'll just turn the heater on full just to give it a burn out any crap that's lying in it. So let's get it back in shot. The sort of dummy side of it I took off. That doesn't do anything other than just light up under command anyway with the bit. So the lights work. The running lights on red, so let's actually hooray! I'm breathing a sigh of relief because I've wanted this particular 101 Network Southeast with sound, with the people fitted. I've been after it since it basically came out. I realised it had come out and it had sold out, because it's Royston, Cambridge, so it's nearish me. There is another one for Cambridge, Norwich, which eludes me. So I'd wanted it for a long while, and obviously it ticked the box. It was the right one, 101 with the destination. I might change it to my town. And I finally got it, and I didn't pay, well, I paid a lot of money for it, but not as much money as some of them are on the market second hand in various model shops. I found one model shop with it in, they wanted 270 quid for it pre-owned. I paid £100 less than that. I couldn't even find a 101 because I've got a Econ Army sound chip with a 101, a generic diesel, so I would have plumped for the standard one and then retrofitted sound in it, but I still hadn't found one of those that was the right one, and then this came up and I managed to win it. So that's enough waffle, let's put it back together again and have a play. So coupled back up again. Some of the sounds only work with the engine running, like the door slam. That didn't seem to work on its own. So if we do door slam, shift 11 is the guard, and the engine just shut off because I pressed the wrong button. and it won't pull off until it's done all the bits and bobs. Short whistle, press it again, so everything seems to work. And slack this mount off so it's not quite so notchy, but and of course some flange squeal. So, it's working. I'm so happy. That was sort of like, although it's not the nicest engine out there, it was the one that I've wanted the most for the longest. Yeah, been a problem. Well, sort of. Reading the code wrong. So I will change the address code anyway, as I did with the other ones, to something more obvious, like the running number. So we'll sort that out. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, if you can tolerate the fumblings of an old fart. So that's it. Success. They all work as should. Looking at the Claude Hamilton, no, it didn't like DCC, so obviously it's just down to that. It's probably got a low voltage motor in it, so it whizzes away at a very low setting, so we will have to chip that one when the time comes. And that is it. It is tea time for me. So that means only one thing, it's beer o'clock as well. Catch you on the next one.